I, like most other people that I've spoken to who work in schools, was very apprehensive about how we could get such a massive process and regime up and running in a busy school environment where resources are already stretched. However, we worked closely with other leaders in our trust to put together a test centre that we opened up on the first Tuesday back to test our vulnerable and critical worker students, as well as staff working on site. And we will now be testing these people every week. Our take-up has been very high, with close to 100% of those invited to be tested each week taking up the offer. The key is to having a willing team of volunteers, each with their own role in the process. Ours have so far all come from our own staff body, but we intend to look at our wider community once we have more students back on site. The actual process is very smooth, and we use the published guidance to help us design our test centre so that staff can maintain 2 metres distance from test subjects and each other, and so there is a natural flow through the test site for those being tested and also for the tests themselves.
I was nervous at first, and I'd heard what it was like from my parents, but the teachers reassured me about everything.
At first I was really nervous about getting my tests, but all the teachers were really helpful and they made it a lot easier and it didn't hurt at all.
Deb and Joe are our registration assistants, and their job is to welcome those being tested and distribute the test cards and barcodes. It's also really important here that we check those coming in through the test centre that they don't have any symptoms of COVID-19. As those being tested enter the test booth, they're greeted by a test assistant who will reassure them and talk them through the testing process. Barcodes assigned to the person being tested are transferred to the test that they will use. Processing and analysis of the test is completed at the desks behind. Firstly, the tests are prepared so the test assistant can hand them to the person being tested, and then completed swabs are taken to the processing desk. Processing assistants then add the sample to the test and leave it for 20 to 30 minutes before they will read the test result according to how many lines appear and in which position. The test result can be recorded on the test device, and once the test result has been recorded, Helen will record this through the NHS Test and Trace website and also on the school tracking system. Everybody involved in the process is offered full PPE, with each role having a minimum standard of PPE to be worn. We're provided with plenty of PPE in our initial consignment from Public Health England. Our feedback from staff and the wider community has been very positive so far, and I feel that even if we pick up just one asymptomatic carrier of the virus, we will have done our part to the national effort in reducing the transmission of the virus, and potentially somewhere we may have saved a life.